Openly, Peter.
Hello, this is the voice of Jamie. I'm not matching the little video of Jamie down the left side of this corner of this video because for some reason the episode that I filmed here didn't capture any audio of my voice, which is very sad. So for this video you get to enjoy a commentating of me over the best bits of this episode. I'm also going to let you into a little secret. It wasn't just this episode that didn't film, it was also the episode after. So we now have 2 episodes in a row in which I'm going to have to narrate over. Luckily for your convenience and interest at mind, I have slimmed these down so that we can go give it a little bit of a bullet point approach to this video, to show you the best bits and give you the gist of what happened. I'm really sorry if you were enjoying the last 2 episodes up until now. I can say though that every other episode in this series is in fact fully audioed. So
single sword-wielding historian as a potential
from
threat.
episode 2 we ended at the Temple of Hera, I believe, and we made our way down to, I probably said me, it's weird talking about me and looking at me to a video, but we made our way, I need to stop saying we, me made his way down to a little orchard, and there are little golden apples on the trees, and when you try to pick them you get attacked by one of the little harpies sitting on the tree. So obviously I tried to figure out what can be done. Tried experimenting with every item. I used a sword and a spear, which I feel like would work really. I feel like that's a fairly natural thing to want to try and do, a sword and a spear, to try and knock the fruit off the tree, but no, that didn't work. So I had to get a little bit more creative. The harpies on all the trees do have the same animation. They all did the same thing. So I gave up after constantly doing that, and I had a look at the rest of the surrounding area. I came across this little object, which is a piece of flint, maybe flint and steel. I can't remember what it says. Both flint and steel at the same
are
time.
Inadequate to start a fire by themselves. A soft tinder is required to produce
As you
the
can see
flame.
by my devilish smile, the hint the narrator gives you is that you need to find something to create a fire. So I've got the ability to make a fire. Well, not quite, but I always do. As you can see by my joyous expression, I have now come across the puzzle piece, the incomplete puzzle, which of course is
With a grunt
where
of
you put the
satisfaction, Argonus finds the correct spot for the piece of
sandstone. The sandstone puzzle piece.
Argonus places the
So,
target onto the
of course,
wall.
now that I've found this back panel to put all these plates on for every other episode after this, I madly try and find every single plate. Look forward to the exciting conclusion to that. So I go into this farm and I find this sheep, and to my shock, it's interactable, and I use this
With
little
a quick
sword.
stroke, Argonus
and
removes a small clump of the beast's
Argonus gets a bit of fleece, and upon getting that, I then quickly realise
Combined with flint and steel, the wool will serve as tinder, and no doubt
so now I actually have an ability to make a fire. So I backtracked to the first area. Again, you'll probably want to thank me for editing all this down. There's a lot of walking in this episode. Oh, well, I would have edited it anyway if it was a proper episode, I guess. But this
The blade is dull
I
and
wasn't
pitted,
this smart.
and
I didn't go
therefore
straight
will not
here.
draw
There was a little
blood,
bit of faffing around.
let alone pull teeth from the massive jaw.
But yeah, I actually I went back here. Okay, I got it a bit mixed up here.
Argonus
So
calls upon Hera,
actually, after a
praying
lot
the
of
great
faffing
goddess
around,
will reveal
my
herself.
bad. The faffing came up at this
The
part.
mother of Ares
I
obliges
figured
the
out that
sailor when the
Hera
statue
actually
slowly comes to life and slowly
will
lifts
interact
the
with the
jar.
sword.
Argonus,
So yeah, going to the Hydra with the blunt sword didn't do
stand where
anything.
you are and move no closer, for you are on holy ground. I have watched you from afar. I have seen your mettle. I have felt your anguish. Did you know that the gods feel anguish as well? Perhaps not for fallen comrades, but certainly for that which has been taken from us. Zeus's pets have taken to roost, defiling my golden orchard, which now lies fallow. I need but one warrior who would reclaim it. Reclaim my honor. Would the name of Argonus be immortalized thus?
Argonus says nothing and raises his sword once again. Hera nods even as the sailor feels her eyes move from his face to his chest, and then finally resting upon his weapon.
But this sword
I've just
is
realised that
ill-suited
I'm
for
actually
such a
sitting
task.
in the exact same
Its blade is dull.
position as I was
will
in the
grind
little
it
camera
fine.
feed. As you can see, I
Its
got
tip
very
is
excited
broken, but I
when
will
she took the
make it
sword.
like new.
because there was no guarantee that she was going to do anything. It could have just been a cutscene with no consequence. But as we see, she takes the sword and turns it into a restored sword. So you know exactly what happens
but
next.
not before a final warning.
Prove yourself, sailor of the Argo, and you shall be rewarded. Fail in this, and not even Athena can save you.
These guys like making the mortals do loads of menial tasks for them for some reason. I'm not. You know, I don't know everything. Oh, I've skipped a little bit here,
As if awaiting the
just
first
to
act
save
of
a
the
little
great
bit of
play.
time.
A circle of
So I
tall,
went back to the
silent
Hydra
stones
with the
surround Argonus as he
non-blunt
reaches for the
sword,
teeth of
and
the Hydra.
I got the teeth
With a sweep
off
of his
from the
arm,
Hydra
he
with my
tosses
new
them
sword.
into the shallow water,
And after,
like a farmer
again,
sowing
a
his
lot of faffing
field
around,
after winter's
I figured out that
winds
you can actually
have
throw the teeth into the lake. Or pond, actually.
The
It's
ground
more a pond.
trembles beneath the sailor's
And then this happens.
followed by
and
an uneasy
This is
silence.
probably one of
Then
the weirdest puzzles of the lot. Like, it didn't take me very long to figure out, admittedly, but this is a weird puzzle because who, unless there's a ancient Greek mythology story that I'm not aware of, I'm not really sure what sort of logic you would have to apply to figure out how to put teeth into the pond, other than just, oh, I've looked everywhere else and there's nothing else I can put in there, so therefore process of elimination. This was quite an important scene for me. You may have seen me in the little camera. There you go. I actually have a little golden medal with those skeletons on. A little Argonus commemorative medal, which I really like, that the dev sent to Openly Beta. Really nice, really high quality, really heavy. I'm quite impressed by it. It's really cool. I guess I'll use this as an opportunity to say thank you to Zojoy for sending us that. It's really cool. So obviously now the harpies are gone, I can take the apple off. I kept taking them. I think maybe just to see if anything happened. Nothing happened. There were several trees with loads of apples on, and I decided that I'm not going to go to every single tree to do that. So I went to Hera and showed her that I had rescued her orchard.
And the mother of all gods
and Hera immortalizes
Well
me,
done,
as she
Sailor of
promises.
the Argo.
Hera says.
You have driven the harpies from the boughs of my orchard. Their broad wings have taken them into the skies, and their lamentations are
I
heard
love the way the
no
gods
more.
talk. They're just talking in
And what is
poetry.
your
It's really funny.
reward for such courage? Gold that rests within your palm? Your name remembered in my great halls? Yes, it shall be these things.
The goddess says as she returns to stone.
But step outside this place and see if it can be so much more.
So obviously now we're thinking, okay, she's going to take us to the next area because, you know, it's a game and there's a great big gap and that's clearly where we need to go. So I originally thought that Hero was going to build a little thing for me, but in actual fact, there's a different means of transport to get across. Excuse me, saving the game there.
Gazing skyward, Argonus witnesses Hera's
So,
promise glide down
here
to
comes-
the earth upon
Here comes the
wings of
Pegasus
pure
from the beginning of the game. And I do love this Pegasus. Obviously, really, really janky. That's like one of the jankiest animations. I'm laughing about that as well in the original video. Nothing wrong with the idea of the Pegasus. I love him. Just lots of jank. But yeah, I'm now reunited with my friend the Pegasus.
The winged horse is skittish and rebuffs the sailor's attempt to ride the creature. Argonus has no doubt a gift from the goddess Hera herself. A noble steed with white wings.
The
and
narrator
ivory.
basically just
Golden
spells
apple
it
in
out to you
hand,
there and
Argonus approaches the
gives the
stallion
horse
with
the apple.
trepidation. But the sailor's worries prove unfounded when the horse gently shakes his snow-white mane and accepts the gift. Sensing a kinship, Argonus straddles the great winged horse, and for a few moments at least, leaves
So,
the burdens of the
you get on the
world
horse,
far below.
cue some brilliant, like I will, no like third person cutscene. It's all done in first person, which I loved. It was very exciting. Then they just dump you here in this horrible land, and you immediately want to go back to the nice place with the orchard. So yeah, new area on the map. Let's go and have a little look around. See, this is just the. I don't know what happened to this bridge. I feel like it can't have anything to do with what happened with Medusa. Well, it's not Medusa, but the Gorgons who turned everyone to stone. So I'm not really sure how that bridge got so destroyed. Was
Book
it
two. The burden of
the Colossus
Thanatos.
we see at the beginning? Yeah, we're on book 2 now, so I feel like this should be a book 3 really, but yeah. So we come across this little, it's like a smith, a forge of some sort, a little one.
'Tis a note written
We
on
know this
parchment.
because of this note.
It reads, Elhood, the coals were unfit for the forge. Take care with the wood, you let it burn too high. Dirt first, then fire.
So, a convenient little
Sophos, the
little
shearer,
instruction
for
list of how to
kindling.
make
Leonidas.
coal, and clearly we have the means of making fire, and we've got all the ingredients in front of us.
'Tis naught but the ashes from a spent fire.
I got a little bit upset then when I couldn't figure out immediately what
This
to do,
pile of
because I had a
dirt
shovel,
is
I have
intermingled
the
with bits
instructions,
of dark,
but the game didn't
cold
let me do what I wanted to
coal.
do. But it's not actually that difficult. I think I was just being a little bit silly. Past Jamie wasn't really thinking clearly. There was no hand, so therefore,
Argonus
how
drops
would I
the
use
wood
anything?
into the pit.
But yeah, I got very happy again at this point, because I actually found a use for all the wood I've been picking up this whole time. There's a lot of wood. He makes a nice little lattice out of that. So yeah, you can see how many I picked up there. So now I've got my wood. The next thing would be you would have thought, to light it.
There is nary room
Nary.
left for a single piece of wood.
Again, the narration in this game is really, really, really good.
Argonus
So,
sets
dirt first,
shovel
then
to
fire,
dirt again
old saying
and
goes.
again until the planks are completely covered.
Look at that.
It takes only a single
That was like quite
stripe of steel
professional
on flint
shoveling.
to
Like, that's not
produce
just
a
like a
fine
dumping on
flame.
the wood, is it? He's just made a kiln. So yeah, we've got our fire now. I was expecting to use the flint and steel
Smoke
to
pours
set like a
from the
forest on
kiln.
fire, but
Given time,
so
before Argonus
this
can
guy
take
we
another
find
step,
just down the road,
the Cyclops
like literally just around the
thunders
corner.
toward the sailor, blocking his way.
I tried to
A
walk
low
up to him.
growl flows from clenched teeth.
I think this
It's
guy is
meaning
like
clear.
he's probably the
Do
best
not
model
approach the petrified
and animated
juvenile.
character in the whole game. He's generally pretty cool.
As
Well, these
soon
guys are
as
cool as well,
Argonus
actually.
steps from the shadows, the daughters of Four Seas raise their heads, their shared eye sensing his presence. One of the Grey Witches lifts her frail
So,
arm and gestures.
These guys are only just around the corner from
Immediately,
Cyclops as well.
The
and
world begins to
going near
swim,
them,
and the sailor of the
just
Argo
teleports you
finds
back
himself
to
elsewhere.
the crossroads that we were just at a second ago. So, a little puzzle on how to get past those now. So obviously I haven't actually spoken to the god of this area, which is Hades, fittingly. This is not Hades.
Argonus takes a single cautious
so,
step forward
this is
before
Thanatos,
two eyes
a
set
demon,
like burning coals.
who is
narrow
also around the corner.
and stuck in cold.
Everyone's there's basically all
The
these different
Daemon's
places
grotesque head
in
regards the
this
sailor.
quite a small area.
Nay, Argonus, son of Argus, thou cannot pass beyond
Yeah, you walk
this
up to him
threshold.
after walking past
So
Cyclops.
says Hades, Lord
and
of
he
the
starts,
underworld.
you know,
For just as many
talking about
legions doth
smiting
serve
and
me, and
all
obey
things
my
that you'd expect
will,
a demon to say.
so too Thanatos obeys the will of
He's
him
actually
who
quite polite,
governs
in
the
fairness.
dead.
Like, he doesn't seem evil as such. He looks extremely evil. He's not evil. He actually he's fairly reasonable. He's just kind of like, I obey Hades. Like, yeah, we all got our boss.
A
That's
dreadful
cool, don't worry
gaze
about
from the
that.
daimon is enough to bring Argonus to a standstill. Razor-sharp teeth part as it addresses the sailor.
I admire thy tenacity,
I
Argonaut,
quite like this.
but
If
only
you
my
try
lord
to walk up
Hades
to him
can
again,
command Thanatos
he
to stand aside.
actually does that second line of dialogue, which I love in games when they do that. It's just it's
The
an
great
extra
statue
layer
of
which
Hades
you know,
stirs
it
as
tells
if
you this is
waking
not
from
what
a
you're meant to be
long,
doing
deep
in a way that
slumber.
isn't annoying.
The god of the
So we
underworld
finally go and
looks
talk to
about
Hades.
before his gaze settles upon the sailor.
Argonus, son of Argus, the shipbuilder. I have heard your name spoken within the halls of Zeus, albeit in whispers, and even then through mediary. It is said that fair Athena herself has laid upon your frail shoulders a great burden. And while she charges you to seek out your comrades,
The god statues
I
are
find it
genuinely really,
curious
really cool, actually,
that
in
the
this game.
goddess of wisdom
I like how
would
they've done
care
that.
so much about that which Hades governs.
The god looks away, as if seeking something that even he cannot find.
I know a great many things, Argonus. I know when each soul departs this mortal coil. I know when they enter my realm, and I know on which dark river they set sail. However, what I do not know
Hades says, his eyes once again turning toward Argonus.
is why the names of two sisters are also uttered high upon Olympus. There is an object, an orb that can grant me such an answer. Who would be my steward? Who would bring it here, to my temple? To
Gotta
me?
love the gods. This guy
Without
is
hesitation,
asking
Argonus
Argonus
nods.
to
Pledge
help.
made, the god of the underworld stretches forth
Indirectly,
his
they're
hand,
saying, "Oh,
and
who's
a
gonna
helm
do this quest for me?
materializes before
Who?"
Argonus.
But the one person on this island who
Take this
can
helm
actually
of
communicate.
darkness.
Seriously, every single
Wield
person
it,
has turned to stone
and
except
eyes
for
will be
Argonus.
blinded to you.
So you get given this helmet.
Succeed in this boon, and I will provide you with something greater. A way forward where there
Basically, an
was none.
invisibility cloak helmet.
So says Hades.
I get momentarily
Brother of Zeus
upset
and
because I think
Poseidon,
that once you put on the
ruler
helmet,
of the
that
dead.
it stays like that for
And
the rest
with
of the
that
game.
proclamation,
Spoilers, it doesn't.
The statue shifts once more and
Oh,
becomes silent.
So yeah, now you wear this cool helmet, and I thought it's like, okay, cool. Now the sisters can't see you, and you can get closer for sure. But then they find you and
With the
teleport you
aid
back.
of Hades' gift,
So the second time I
the
came
grey
back,
eye are caught
I
unawares as
used
the
the
smoke
bag
from the
of
fire
flowers
billows,
that I made in the
carrying
alchemy
the
shop
potion
earlier,
within its grip.
and lo and behold,
It takes naught but a few seconds for the witches to feel
we
its
knocked out
effect.
the witches
one
in
by
one fell
one,
swoop.
They
We
fall
being me and
into
Argonus,
a
of course.
eye of the grey eye.
So we go back to Hades, deliver him the eye, which the witches have been like throwing between them.
The god of the underworld stretches forth his arm, and light, not
So,
unlike that
we have a
of
little
a
vision,
moonbeam, engulfs the
and-
sailor of the Argo.
This scene plays.
Argonus turns, and for the first time since setting foot upon this bedeviled isle, bears witness to his bane. With naught but a simple gaze, a woman, her hair like a nest of snakes, turns one of his shipmates into stone. The other creature, distraught, moves between the two, pleading. Stheno, this madness must end. How many
Yeah.
more must perish to satiate your thirst for vengeance? Let us mourn our
This seems
sister
cool,
in peace. Let
but
us return home.
Bit janky with the frame rate.
A flash of anger crosses Stheno's face as she moves within mere inches of her cowering sister. Never, Euryale. There is no time to weep or wail, nor shall there be. Not as long as a single breath forms
I
within
love
my
the way they
breast.
talk, it's so funny.
The petty
Not why
gods will
single
pay.
breath is
Wretched
laying
Athena
within my
will pay.
breast. Fantastic.
From Hades' heart I will stab at them. For hate's sake, I shall drive my vengeance deep. Stheno moves toward the looming entrance within the mount, but not before she pauses. When shall my hate have its fill? When shall it be placated? The woman whispers, Never, Euryale. Never. And
So the
with that,
sisters, they're the
Stheno is
sisters.
gone, and Euryale obediently follows her sister into
They
the darkness,
talk about
into her madness.
one of them doesn't want the killing to carry on. The other one's mad on
The
revenge.
vision falters,
Simple as
and the
that.
light that fell from the hand of Hades follows before fading completely.
And then Hades drops the orb in front.
The god of
Unfortunately,
the underworld takes
I
measure of
didn't
Argonus,
really
and with
see
a final nod,
that
the
orb
statue moves
somehow,
no more.
even though
and
it
the helm
shows you
vanishes from
like
sight.
that. Before I can play the lovely Age Mythology title theme, let me just quickly pause there. So yeah, I actually walk off at that point. It's the stone on the floor. I walk away from the stone on the floor and I pick it up. So again, small spoilers. That's going to be an issue for me much later on in the series when I'm looking around for a tiny little ball that I didn't realise was there the whole time. So thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching this very unconventional episode of Argonus and the Sons of Stone playthrough by Openly Beta. Yeah, I've been giving you this is just my unedited commentary. I thought it'd be kind of fun. I just want to see how it goes, see how it sounds, see what you think. Leave a comment if you liked it or not. this won't happen very often, hopefully. I'm not really sure why it didn't record the sound, but it seems to have been a problem that isn't happened again. So hopefully we don't have to deal with that again. As I said, every other episode in the series is now completely finished and ready for you to watch. So I'll be releasing them over the next week or two for you to watch. So that's me signing off. I'll leave you with the Asian mythology title theme and the end card for you to watch and enjoy. See you later.